Now, I invite to the stage Neil Kirschling, Executive Director of the Delaware Arts Alliance, to say a few words.
That's a tough act to follow. I don't know who made this order. All right. Good morning, everybody. My name is Neil Kirschling. I'm the Executive Director of the Delaware Arts Alliance. And we're going to today define who we are, though Jessica has done a wonderful job of celebrating some of our shared successes as a state. We've been asked to give you a brief update on the CREATE plan, Delaware's vision for the creative economy, as well as a bit of a policy update. And if anything that you heard Dr. Ball or Governor Myers say was inspiring to you and you're like, yes, I want to take action, we're going to give you a few ways that you can take action in just a few minutes this week. So let's go with the few minutes that I have with you all. If you aren't aware, the Delaware Arts Alliance is your state arts advocacy organization. I'll repeat that. Delaware has a state arts advocacy organization, and we are helping organize the sector and give us collective advocacy power. I'd like to ask the DAA board members who are in the room to please give a wave. I know there's 8 or 9 of you that are here today. Please go up and talk to them if you're interested. When I'm finished, you can also talk to my colleague, Jordan Resch. If you could stand for a second, Jordan, my other staff member at the DAA. And Ray Lewis is here from our lobbying team, 302 Strategies. You can talk to him about everything going on down in Dover as well. So we're a tiny team. We're working hard for all of you. And you can see here on the next slide that, oh, that's me, actually. No, you want to... All right, my bona fides. I'm an artist, I'm a policy guy. If I've met you, you know that about me. But all of you, we are now a 60-member organization. So if you see your logo up here, or if you can't, because there's now so many of us, it's getting kind of small. If you know you're a member of the DAA, or if you're an individual who's come to our meetings, advocated with us, could you please raise your hand and give it a wave and we can celebrate that together? That's most of the room at this point. All of the successes that Jessica talked about would not be possible without the collective advocacy from this sector, so thank you all. So we're a year into the CREATE plan. If this is your first time hearing about it, there is a folder that you should have received when you walked in that has all of the one-pagers for the CREATE plan. If you've been to any arts meeting over the past year and gotten 2 or 3 of these folders, your call to action can be find a friend, give it to your neighbor, your husband, your daughter. Did you know Delaware has a vision for the creative economy? This is a set of data and recommendations that are going to guide how Delaware can sustain a thriving arts and culture sector here in Delaware. So since a year ago when we released this plan, many of you have demonstrated already examples of these 25 recommendations coming to life. And so we have a one-pager now that says State of Create, like, you know, State of the Union, State of the State. It's very kitschy branding, if I must say so myself. Celebrating 1 year of momentum across Delaware's creative economy. We'll be releasing videos and blogs throughout the next few months, and we join you in celebrating those progress. And so, none of this would be possible without your participation with us at advocacy events like the ones we host in Dover at the aforementioned Arts and Culture Caucus. If you haven't been, I think sometimes it's scary maybe to go into a public building, you don't know what's going to happen, what is this caucus meeting? We thought we'd show with a video, which actually, Representative Gorman, you're the picture here, so congrats on making the thumbnail, of what it looks like in Dover if you were to join us. Wake you up. Imagine you're scrolling your phone on Instagram. That would entice you, wouldn't it, to come down to Dover? We hope you'll join us next year. The dates are later in this slide, and we'll make sure to send them all out to you. But because of our presence in Dover and through emails and budget testimonies, we're proud to have a few wins as a sector here. And Jessica spoke to the first, which is this past year. We increased funding to the Division of the Arts by $500,000, following 2 years of increases of $1 million. We are fighting to protect federal arts funding. I am your Delaware State Captain for Working with Americans for the Arts and the Creative States Coalition, so that we're coordinating with states across the country to make sure that Congress is hearing about the importance of NEA funding. And also this past year, we passed Senate Concurrent Resolution 109, a piece of legislation co-sponsored by Representative Gorman that's currently being implemented by Lauren Conrad, the Education Associate for Visual and Performing Arts at the Delaware Department of Ed. If you care a lot about arts education and helping students connect to real-world opportunities, you can talk to me or either of them. We also have a flyer at our table in the front where we're looking for input as we try and build out some really strong career pathways for students in high school to graduate with experiences in the arts, with credits and credentials, so that we can help make sure that young people want to stay in Delaware after they graduate and not feel like they have to leave to have an education or a career in the arts. So thank you one last time to all of you who helped to secure those wins this year. And as I mentioned, we're working to implement this Senate Concurrent Resolution 109. Come February, a report will be due to the legislature and the governor and the lieutenant governor documenting our findings. We're looking to hear from those of you who are employers or employees or educators in the arts, because we're finding that our Department of Education and Department of Labor, which do education and workforce development programs, have a lot to learn about our sector. We're not like every other sector. A job in the arts might not look the same as a job in IT and healthcare and other sectors where we've made great advancements and investments. So I encourage you to take 5 minutes to do this survey with us. And then lastly, if you're looking to get involved and you're feeling inspired by today, this QR code leads you to these 4 or 5 maybe potential calls to action. In addition to completing the Arts Pathways Survey, you could thank your legislators. Perhaps you've received a fellowship or grants from the Division of the Arts. That is money that our legislature is appropriating to them to then award to all of you. And if we don't say thank you, it is always at risk to go away. And so we have a template email. You add in your address, it'll populate who your legislators are, it'll give you a sample thank you letter. You can add to it and say, hey, and we're hosting this event next week. Well, maybe 3 weeks from now. Give them more of a heads up than 1 week. We'd love to have you there. And Representative Gorman will tell you sometimes it takes inviting somebody 3 or 4 or 5 times. They're very, very busy. They will eventually, hopefully, come out and support. But we have a thank you campaign on our website now. You could become a DAA member, as Jessica mentioned, and you could join us next year at these Arts and Culture Caucus dates. We hope to see you there. And I think that's the end of my time. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, thank you.